Let's start broadcasting this game. Hi, let's play this Voyages game. This Voyages game is Kickstarter, backed on Kickstarter. It's a single sheet print at home board game, which is pretty cool. You can download this. It's only £4. £4 is nothing, and then print this over and over. It does come with PDF and PNG versions. You can print it at home and play it on a piece of paper. I'm going to play on the iPad. I found a couple of apps that let me do that. So let's figure this out. I'm using Paper by WeTransmit. That's this thing over here. And I don't know, it's useful. I can draw stuff. I'm going to use the Apple Pencil. So you'll see some of that going on. And then I've got this dice rolling application from 42 is the people that make that PCalc calculator that's pretty popular. But I should be able to just double tap and re-roll this 3d6, and the 3d6 is useful for the game. So let's take a look at the playing board, and I'm just going to grab a picture from my make it a little bigger so we can see what's going on, and then switch back to that marker. There we go. All right, so the premise of this game is you're a ship's captain and you're trading stuff on the high seas. The goal of the game, if you're playing solo, is to get these status stars. So these things right here, you need 3. Basically, how the solo game works is if you get 3 stars, you win the game. If you don't get 3 stars, you lose the game, and you have 16 turns in which to do that. It's a little more difficult than it might seem. There are only a few ways to get those stars. Let's see, there's some stars on the map, there's some duties. Let's just go through some of the things that you can do in this game. Basically, what's going to happen is for each turn, I'm going to roll the 3d6, and one of the dice over here will be used for the direction. So just using this as an example, not actually playing through. So like in this case, I have a 6, a 5, and a 1, and I can choose any of those dice to potentially to use as a direction. So if I'm traveling around the ocean here and I'm starting at this start island there in the middle-ish, if I choose the 6, say, as the direction I can go, and you can see over here, there's this compass rose. And the number 6 is this kind of northwesterly direction over here. I can go that direction on the map with my boat. If I choose the 6, then that kind of takes the 6 away and leaves me with a 5 and 1. And I can choose to go 5 spaces or 1 space. And if I were to use the 6 for direction, and then the 1, say, for distance, then I can go in here to the start island and go 1, and I'm just going to draw a dot so I can keep track of where I've been. And that leaves me with the 5. So I've used the 6 and the 1, that leaves me with the 5, and that leftover die you use for ship's duties. So while your crew is on board the ship, they're doing different things on board. And down here you have your list of duties. The 5 die I'm going to use to cross off one of these 5s in the duties section. So here I'm going to cross off this 5. And I like to start in this row first because one of the things it gives you is this star. So that's one way you can get a star, is if you fill this row up with those extra dice, then you get those that 1 star, plus you get a barrel. And I'll talk about barrel in a second. But that 5 I'm going to use in that row. Yeah, let's talk about the barrel. So obviously, if you're on a ship and you're in the ocean and you're going around, you're exploring a little bit, and you're doing some trade. That's the big thing with this boat, and you're carrying cargo from place to place. So here you can see how the cargo works. And if you were to get a barrel, which I'd have to fill that entire row up of duties in order to get the barrel. If you were to get the barrel, then you can choose any of the different cargo to add to your cargo hold. And what you're going to do with this cargo is, as you travel around the ocean, you'll stop at these islands that have settlements in them, like this one up here. And at the settlement, you can trade your cargo. And traded cargo is worth double the gold at the end of the game. And I think in the multiplayer game, gold factors in a little more heavily. I like to tally up the gold in the solo game too because that lets me compare this game to how I've done in prior games. But it's not necessarily the win lose factor. That's all based on stars in the solo game. We'll still total up the gold just for the sake of it. All right, so that's cargo. You only get stars of cargo if you sell the third cargo. So what you have to do is you can obviously travel around the ocean, and if um, if you stop at like this hex here, if you stop your ship there, then you would pick up the spice cargo, and when you pick up the spice cargo, that would let you circle one of the circles here. If you pick up three, and then you manage to get your ship over to the settlement, then you'd cross all three of these off, and upon crossing that third one off, then you would get the star. And that's how that works. All right, let's back some of this stuff out. We'll just go the whole way. Go the whole way back to the beginning. Whoa, have to redo. And we'll have a look. We'll have a look and see about playing this game. Make this bigger. All right. So my first round will be, this will be my first roll of the dice. We've got a 4, a 6, and a 4. Oh, I didn't talk about the sailors much. Let's talk about that after I get my first move in. Let's see, is there anything that I can get to in 4 spaces? So, let's see. I could go north and pick up some furs. Could do that. It looks like the only direction that's really going to get me anything if I go 4. Let's do that. Let's go. Oh, I can't go that direction. I'd need to have a 1. Look at that. So let's pick a direction first. So I can go south with the 4, or I can go northwest. Neither of those directions is particularly appealing. So this is going to give me an opportunity to talk about sailors. So sailors here, probably one of the last mechanics of the game. I start the game with 6 sailors on the ship, and you can see that it's represented by these squares here. If I cross off any sailor, that'll let me add 1 or subtract 1 from any die. The limits are 6 and 1, and they don't wrap around. If I cross off a sailor, then I can add 1 or subtract 1. I can cross off as many sailors as I want to adjust the dice as I see fit. There are places on the board where these little, I don't know, like chalice? I don't know what that is. But there are these chalices here, and this is kind of where I'm aiming at right now. So I'm going to use my 4, and I'm going to go south, but I need to go 5. So basically what I need to do is adjust either the 4 up to 5 or the 6 down to 5. And so what I'll do is just say that I did that to one of those 2 dice and cross off this sailor here. So that's 1 sailor down. And that'll get me from the start island down to this chalice down here. And what that does is that lets me circle one of these chalices on one of my active sailors. You can't do this if you don't have any sailors to do it on. And if he's got the chalice thing, that lets me treat him as heroic. So that sailor is now heroic, and I can treat any die as wild if I cross it off, instead of just lowering it or raising it by 1. So that's pretty handy. Also, in order to beat the dread, if I were to go over to this area where the dread is, I can beat the dread if I have 3 heroic sailors at that point. And I believe I have to cross them off to beat the dread, but it does give me a whole lot of gold. And I think automatically gives me all 3 stars that I need to win the game, which is kind of cool. All right, so I've come down here, I got the chalice, I marked off my sailor marked off the sailor I added this chalice to the sailor to make him heroic, and now I can have either, because I need either, I can raise the 4 to a 5 or I can drop the 6 to a 5. I have either a 4 or a 6 to add to the duties roster here. It doesn't really matter too much, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 6 in on that row, because that'll ultimately let me finish this faster, this column faster, if I have the opportunity and don't have the other numbers in the row with the barrel and star. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. And then after I finish that first turn, it's done. I'm going to mark off one of those things. And when I finish that, round the entire compass rows, all 16 of those slots, the game will be complete. All right, so let's see what the next turn brings. So roll the dice again. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty easy. One thing about the game that you should note is any space that you've already encountered, any place that you've gone through or landed on, you can no longer collect something from, even if you land on it again. Now, I haven't crossed anything on the map yet, but I point this out because one of the dice directions that is available to me right now is 1 for north, and if I were to go back north, anything that I landed on, I would not be able to collect. So what we're looking at right now basically is the 2 or the 3 for direction. The 2 gives me northeast, which is probably the direction to go, and I think going 1 space is not going to get me very far. So I'll use the 3. Now, going northeast on the map, I'd hit this island and I have to stop here. So even though I had a 3, I can only go 2, and that's fine. So that gets rid of the 2 and the 3. Oops, I rolled that one. Did not mean to do that. That was a 3. And leaves me over with the 1. So now I'm on this island. I have the 1 remaining, and I'll just put the 1 over here in the duties, and that's the end of the turn. So I'll cross that one off. Now, if I'm on an island, I am able to I can depart from any hex on that island. So I could leave from this hex that I'm on, or I could leave from this hex with the 3. The 3 in this case is just how much gold that I'll be able to collect at the end of the game for having visited this island, which is kind of nice to pick up instant gold. All right, let's roll the dice. 4, 4, 3. All right, 3 is an interesting direction. I could also go south, just straight south. 3 is an interesting direction to me because it takes me into this area over here of the ocean. And one of the ways that you can accumulate gold is by visiting each of these oceans. Or each of these seas, I guess, like the 7 seas. There's 7 of them on the map. You can see them in the corners and in the middle. If the more of those you visit, the higher amount of gold you get. And a 3 will take me in that direction. I could use either of the 4s, and I would end up stopping when the map ends over here. So I could do that. I could also use my heroic sailor to change one of the dice and go in a different direction. I could also leave from the other island hex, which could be interesting. The only direction I could go, though, is 4, which is south, without changing the die. So I'm not sure that I'm really going to get a whole lot out of doing that. Let's just go 3. Let's just go in the 3 direction and use one of the 4s for distance. And we'll have to stop there. And eventually that'll give us gold. And then I get the 4 remaining 4 die for duties here, like that. And that's the end of the turn. Okay. Let's roll the dice again. 1, 4, 6. 1 is north. North sounds good. North is a good way to go. Let's see. So I could go 4 and I could get here, or I could go 6. I could go 6 and get the whole way to this middle island and get those 3 gold. I think I will maybe hit that island. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get to that middle island. All right. Now that does cross these off of the map. I can't pick those up now because I've gone through those sections without collecting them, unfortunately. But I will be able to use that gold later. So I've used the 1 for direction, I've used the 6 for distance, and I'm left with the 4. I can't place the 4 in that row that I've been placing them all in, so I need to find someplace else to put it, and I think I'm going to put it here, so I can use that with this heroic chalice later, potentially. All right, that's the end of that turn. Next up, rolling dice. 1, 4, 4. All these doubles are really getting me here. All right, I could go north some. 4. Oh, look at that. I could use the 1 for direction and 4 for distance and get that heroic chalice. Let's do it. All right, landed on the chalice. So I went north 4. I'm going to put a chalice. That guy's now heroic. And that leaves me with another 4 for the duties. And I don't know. I really want to start getting those stars. Maybe pick up some cargo. Tell you what, I'm going to use one of these sailors to lower that to a 3. Yeah, let's lower that to a 3 and cross off that duty. Yeah. All right. One of the things I've learned from playing this game a couple times is using pretty loosely the sailors that are available to you. It's not that hard to pick up new sailors, and they're better used in advance. Like one of the things that's going to happen is, there's places on the map that I can pick up sailors, and I'll just pick up sailors along the way. One of the places I intend, hopefully, to get one of my stars to win the game or to be successful at the game is by actually, I'll show you over here, the 12th sailor. So after you pick up 6 more sailors, you do get a star from that. So that's one of the ways I hope to get towards winning the game. All right, so I did put the 4 on the duties, or I put the 3 on the duties. I got the map all figured out. I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. It's the end of the 5th turn, and roll the dice again. 2, 2, 4. All right. 2 is not a great direction for me because that would be going northeast and there's nowhere to go there. 4 just goes back the way that I came. It would be nice to keep one of those 2s to fill in my duties row. So what I think I might do is change one of the 2s to a 3 using the sailor over here. I'll add 1 to that 2, make it a 3 so that I can go southeast. And then use the 4, actually, to, oh, wait a minute, hold on. No, that's what I want to do. Use the 4 for distance and get to this island with the 5 gold coins. All right. That leaves me with the 2 that I wanted for the duties. Hooray. And we'll mark that off. And that's the end of turn 6. I will admit that I feel like I'm not doing well. I haven't picked up any cargo. I haven't picked up any sailors. Hopefully this die roll brings something good. 3, 4, 5. All right, this is all southerly directions. 4 looks pretty good if I wanted to get another heroic sailor. I could do the same thing if I went southeast with a 3 and changed my 4 to a 3. If I use the 3 direction and the 5 for distance, I could get to the fruit over here, which is kind of cool. That looks like all of my options right now. So let's see, which one sets me up for the best future location? That's the real question. I don't know. Let's get the fruit. We'll get the fruit. So we'll use the 3 and the 5 to get there, which leaves me with a 4 again. Oh dear. Well, let's mark off the fruit. I got fruit. So here's a fruit. And then, you know what? Let's use a sailor. Use a sailor. And we'll adjust that 4 to a 5, and then we'll cross off this row. So now I've got the star and the cargo. So there's 1 star. Woo! We got it. And cargo. I think, where's the other fruit on the map? There's got to be another fruit. Oh, way over there. Is there another fruit that I missed somewhere? There's got to be like 3 fruits. I guess there's other barrels. I can hit barrels on the map. All right, so let's make this a fruit because I want to get that star. So that's from my barrel. And I think that's the turn. Yeah. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Getting there. We got 1 star. We're not halfway through the game. We got 1 star. I haven't picked up any sailors though. I'm gonna have to pick up sailors. All right. 336. Not looking great. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna mark off 1 of the heroic sailors and change a die, I'm not sure which one yet, to a 5. And that'll let me go southwest. And I'm going to go southwest 3 because I've got 2 3s there. And they'll land me on this settlement, which is cool. At the settlement, I can sell 2 fruits because I have 2 fruits. Oop. Come on. Sell the fruit. No, why it's not registering there. Okay, sold 2 fruits. And at the settlement, you always have the option to pick up a sailor. Okay. Pick up that sailor. I keep saying pick up a sailor like I'm some kind of, I don't know, woman at the docks picking up sailors. Why my pen's not writing well? Okay, so I got the sailor. Or recruit a sailor. Let's say that. And okay, so that was 1 modified 3. No, modified 6. I used the 3 to go 3, and that leaves me with the 3. All right. So I got to put a 3 on my duty roster here. I feel like this is the right spot, right there. All right, use that one up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm halfway through the game. Mark off this spot if it lets me. X. Okay, that was the end of turn 8. Let's roll the dice. 5, 1, 5 from this position. So I can go southwest again. I can go north. Yeah, north is looking good. Let's pick up and go north. All right, we're sailing northward. Here we go. I want to stop here though. That's a 4. All right, so I use the 1. I'm going to adjust the 5 down to a 4 by crossing off this sailor. And then having landed on that spot, I pick this sailor. I recruit him. I don't pick him up. I recruit him or her. And then I am left with a 5. Left with, ooh, look at this, 5. Cross that one off. And that one lets me make the the one I just recruited, heroic. I just recruited a heroic sailor. That's cool. Okay, that was the end of turn 9. Let's roll again. 4, 1, 6. All right, I can go south, I can go north, and I can go northwest. None of these are good at all. These are all terrible options. I think I'd like to pick up that other cargo. The one here with the barrel. Okay, let's give that a shot. Use the heroic sailor here. And I can move 1, so I can change either the 1 or I can change either the 4 or the 6 into the 3 that I need to make this move. So I'm going to move 1. Let's see what's good over here. Do I need a 4 or a 6 better? I'm going to go with 6. So officially, this turn I changed the 6 into a, what did I need there? A 3. I changed the 6 to a 3. Oh, that energy saver, that's weird. That's because I pulled this off of the stand. It's not charging anymore. All right. That was the end of turn 10, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, end of turn 10. Cross off turn 10. And then roll the dice. 3, 3, 1. Boy, there is nothing there, is there? Oh, here's a good way to get a star. Oh, I see it. See the star up in the corner. So if you land on that space, you get a star for exploring. Also, exploring that sea is going to get us gold in the end, which will be nice. I feel compelled. Oh, you know what? I didn't pick up the cargo from landing on the cargo last turn. Fruit. I feel compelled to go northward, fellow sailors. Let's do it. We use the 1 to go north and the 3, one of the 3s, to go that far because you can't go past the edge of the map. At that point, I have a 3 left on the dice. And there really isn't an awesome place to put a 3 here, is there? You can get some furs. Furs are okay, I guess. Let's do it. Fur. I'm going to go for the fur next. Okay. And that is the end of turn 11. Roll the dice. 6, 3, 2. Well, 2 is the direction I want, because that's going to get me the star. So whatever we're doing, we're going that way to the star. Perfect. All right, let's decide which of those 2 dice we used, though. We did use the 2 for the direction, but whether we use the 3 or the 6 remains to be seen. We saw last time that 3 didn't really get us a whole lot. 6 is not going to get us a whole lot either, but I do like this row here because you get a sailor and he's heroic all in one round. So I think I'm going to put the 6 here. Cross that off really good. Okay, that's all my dice. Oh, I landed on that star, so I get to cross off a star. Star. Yeah, super excited. 2 stars down. I've got 5 turns to go. How am I going to do this? I got to sell my last fruit, which means I need to get to a settlement, or recruit 4 more sailors. I don't think I can do that. I only got 5 turns. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. We'll see. I might lose. This could happen. This will be the first time I've lost in a while. All right. Moving on. Roll the dice. 1, 1, 5. Boy, that's terrible. That's a terrible roll. Who rolled this? Do I have any heroic sailors? I have 1 sailor and he's heroic. Just the 1. Now I can cross him off. I'm allowed to cross him off. And it seems as though I don't have any sailors. Maybe the boat's just kind of floating around. Or maybe I count as the captain. let's go with that. I count as the captain, therefore I can continue to operate the entire boat all on my own. I just, you know, can't change my dice. I just got to go whichever the way the wind blows. So I could change one of these dice to anything I want. I'm going to have to, probably, because I can't go north. And if I went southwest, I could only move one, which is pointless. What I really want to do is move directly south 6. I can't do it. Alas. All right, so I'm gonna change one of these to a 4, I guess. We'll cross that off down here. And I'm gonna change the 1 to a 4 so I can go south. And I'm gonna go south 5 spots. So let's see how this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm here in the middle of the ocean. There's nothing there, just floating out in the doldrums. But it does give me that 1, and the 1 is a good thing. So I'll put the 1. Man, it's hard to draw with the finger as opposed to the pencil. I don't know what happened to the pencil. It's weird. Cross off the 1. That gives me this sailor over here, which is pretty great because I needed him. Recruited a sailor somehow in the middle of the ocean. He was just floating out there for some reason. I don't know. Okay. Crossing that turn off. And it's time to roll again. I only got 4 turns left. Hopefully I can pull this off. 2, 2, 1. Boy, the universe does not want me to win this game. Okay. Well, I can change one of them. I can make it higher or lower. I could change the 2, make it a 3, and go southeast. Get a little closer to that cargo. I know that that's that useful. Yeah, that's about it. Going the 2 direction really doesn't get me anything. How about the duties over here? What do I have? Well, a 2 or a 1 on duties is actually pretty good for me because it's going to get me a sailor that's heroic, or closer to a sailor that's heroic anyway. Oh, a 2 will actually get me a new sailor, a whole new sailor. Let's see if I can't salvage that 2. So I'll go in the 2 direction, which is northeast, and I'll go 1 spot, which brings me to there, and then I will cross off on the duty roster this 2, which does get me that sailor over here on the sailor track. I will add that one. So we recruit yet another sailor floating around. It must have been a shipwreck or something out here, just picking up sailors out in the middle of the ocean. Okay. That was the end of that. Let me count how many turns I guess. This is useful, putting little dots on the map to help count how many turns I've taken to make sure I square it up with the compass rose. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And 8 and 12, so I'm missing 2. There we go. Only 2 turns left. I fear that I may not succeed at this game in solo mode, sadly. All right, let's roll the dice. 6, 5, 3. How can I go directly south? Oh, I know. I can use a sailor. I can use a sailor, and I can go directly south, which is pretty great. All right. We're going to cross off a sailor, and any one of the dice that I have can be converted to a 4. I do have to use one of them that's not a 3 in order to go far enough to get to this island that I'm going to. So let's see what I have here. I want to keep the 5. All right, so use the sailor to change the 3 to a 4, use the 6 for distance, and then I have to stop at that island, and I got the 5 left over at this point. And with the 5, I will cross off this 5 for duties. Oh, I could pick up that cargo. Cargo is really not doing me a whole lot of good at this point. However, I am on an island that has a settlement, which is excellent for me because it lets me sell this cargo, and selling that third cargo gives me a star, which is super convenient because that's 3 stars. And so I've succeeded at this game. I've succeeded, and I have one more round to go, even, before I tally up my gold for the map. All right, last round. 1, 3, 4. And remember, because this island that I'm on, I can depart from any point. I could use the 1 and go up 3 and pick up another sailor. I could use the 4 and go south. This is actually probably my best bet. Let's use the 4 and go south. So what's going to happen is I'm actually going to use that property of these islands where there's 2 hexagons there, and I'm going to kind of depart from here and go south 1. So I'm going to use the 4 and go south, and then oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add a sailor from that settlement. I should have done that last turn. It's important. That's important. So I'm going to use the 4 to go south, and I'm going to use the 3 for distance and run into the edge of the map and stop, because that leaves me with the 1 die. And if I'm left over with the 1 die, then I can cross that one off and get a heroic sailor. So we'll do that, and then can make one of these heroic. And having that 12th sailor gives me the star here. So I'm going to fill in. That's the wrong one. Just following the lines. I'm going to fill in that 4th star, which is more than I need, but you'll see why in a moment. All right, and that is my last turn. So I've filled out the whole of the compass rose, and now it's time to score for gold. Now over here on the right side, you can see how to score. So the first thing we're going to score is island gold totals. So how many islands did I stop at that had gold? There were 3. So there's one here. This is 3 gold, and this one is that a 3? That's a 3. So 3, 3, 6, and then 5 from this one up here is 11. So 11 gold, and the other ones don't have gold, so that's 11 total gold there. All right, so next up is ocean regions explored. So looking at the map, let's see how many. Now for this one's interesting because the rules say that the regions that you pass through also count. So I've passed through, let's do this in a different color. I've passed through this region down here. That's 1, 2. There's a 3rd one, a 4th one, and a 5th one. I've been in 5 of the 7 seas. That's awesome. All right, so then on the scale here, we count up to the 5th one. You basically square your number. And so I'm going to get 25 points. 25 points from that one. That's awesome. All right, sold cargo plus 1 gold per unsold. I don't have any unsold cargo. I do have 3 sold cargo though, so let's put that here. 2 gold per unexhausted heroic sailor. This one's the one that gets me because I've played the game before. Like I've recruited all these sailors to try to get the stars, but I only get gold for the ones that I've turned into heroic sailors along the way. And I guess that's okay, but like I'd like to get gold for my regular sailors. They seem worthwhile. But I've only got one left over that's unexhausted, so I only get 2 gold here again. The Dread, the Dread is not defeated. I didn't get anywhere near him, so 0. And then 3 gold per legendary star. And as you might recall, I got 4. This is why I was saying it was important. So 12 gold. All right, let's total all this up. 36, 39, 41, 53 points. 53 is my total gold. That's the game. 53 gold. I succeeded. I got all 3. I got 4 stars. I needed 3 to win. 53 gold is not bad, and you can kind of tell from prior games. Let's see. Prior games, 53. I got 39 in that game, 44 in that game, and then totally lost this first game. I didn't know what I was doing. 33 gold, but I only got 1 star in that one. But 53 is a pretty good total for gold in the game, and that's it. That was fun. That was a lot of interesting turns there out on the sea. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm about done. I'm gonna go find something to drink. I feel parched for some reason. All right. Talk to you later.